Welcome to the 10th Drinkpreneurs Foodpreneurs Collective Pitch Lounge, an event co-produced by Jamal Maxey, who's the founder of Pitch Lounge and owner of My Guide Berlin, Sascha Dutta of Foodpreneurs Collective and FoodHack, Meiraj of Meiraj AI, strategic partner Elena Sishu, African community partner Calvin Jodisi, drinks-focused investor Emile Ward, QSR marketing expert Tammy Ho, and me, the relative wine expert, Neeraj Singh. Drinkpreneurs Collective Pitch Lounge is a chance for you to get pitch ready by presenting in an informal setting and getting some helpful feedback from a panel of industry experts and investors. This event is recorded and possibly live streamed, but you are the lucky who get to interact here inside the Zoom call. Now, pasting the FAQs for our feedback-oriented events in the event chat for your reference for later in case you're interested in pitching in the future. So I'd like to introduce Tammy. Tammy Ho is the event co-host and moderator of Pitch Lounge. She's managed and supported master franchises for Domino's Pizza across Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, and worked for brands like Steers, which is a South African homegrown burger brand, and KFC South Africa. Her experience spans innovation, e-commerce, local marketing, and brand strategy. Her biggest career insights include co-producing Comic-Con Africa for KFC South Africa. She holds an executive MBA from Halt International Business School and brings strong industry leadership, regularly sharing insights on executive presence and strategic branding within the food and beverage space, and is passionate about the role of accelerators, incubators, and that can play in the developing F&B brands and products. So we're going to paste her profile now. So it's now with great pleasure to hand over to Tammy to moderate the event.
Thanks, Neeraj. And just to return the favor and to do an introduction for yourself, Neeraj Singh, who's our co-producer, also a moderator for Pitch Lounge, and he's a lot stricter on time than what I am. He's also an advisor to purpose-driven startups. He's the head of overseas business development for the US division of Perfect Seller. And he has advised the C-suite at companies like Treasury Wine Estates, Delicanto Family Vineyards, and Trinchero Family Estates, which is all in the wine industry. He has implemented a partnership between Trinchero Family Estates, the second largest family winery in the world, and Perfect Seller, to whom he advises. He has also secured an investor from the United States to help with their North American expansion. He's continuing his work in the beverage industry by consulting with startups in other beverage sectors to help them scale, export, and especially set up and expand in the United States. He has helped create and launch the first wine and packaging program affiliated with the UC Davis MBA program. And his profile is being pasted in the chat, if you just have a look there. So switching gears to the event format and schedule, there will be some introductions. There will be several startup pitches, which will be between 5 and 7 minutes, followed by panel Q&A feedback for a further 13 to 15 minutes with our advisor and investor panel. Observers are also welcome to ask questions in the chat, and so that startups can use this and respond in the chat afterwards. We also host short presentations by 4 drinks industry leaders from Africa at the cutting edge of beverage innovation. So updates on future Pitch Lounge and Drinkpreneur Collective events and offerings, and also a chance to ask questions afterwards. I may, depending on how busy and how curious the panelists and the audience is, I may also call on 1 or 2 of you to answer questions directly from the chat. But before we jump into all of this, I just want to get some housekeeping rules to respect the panelists and also to respect our startup pitches this evening. So please, I just want to go through some housekeeping rules. Please keep yourself on mute unless if it's your turn to speak. We also prefer that when you do speak that you keep your video on so that we can see your face, we can engage with you, and we're not just looking at a blank screen. We are here to support and encourage, so please be mindful of what you write in the chat, and please be constructive if you are providing feedback. This is a sharing environment, and we're here to support our founders. So our pitching companies that I'd like to introduce today and our presenters, engage with them, learn about them, have a look at their posts on LinkedIn, follow them, and also, go through the links that are posted in the Zoom chat. Please show them some love and show them there's some support, because this is a safe space for everybody to learn. So I'll outline what's going to happen this evening. We have 4 pitch presentations. It's Hops Iced Tea by Somalele Trading, and the presenter there is Mpho. We have Maria Sangria, and the presenter there is Maria Elena. We have Special Atadwe Drink, and the presenter there is Esther. And we have Meet the Next Tiger Nut Oatmeal. The presenter there is Edmund. We also will have one founder alum story, which is an exited founder by Miss Noura. And we will have 2 business promos to share with you, and that is Hostmasters by Nana, and then another business promo by Monati. So our running order, and I think what we're going to go through is we're going to jump straight in to the first presentation. But before we do that, let's run through our panelists. Our esteemed panelists that I'd like to introduce you to. So our first panelist is Calvin Jodisi. He is the CEO of Beverage Africa Lab. He's the founder and CEO of ASENTI Africa, and he's also a producer of this evening. His details will be presented on the screen and will be on LinkedIn. His LinkedIn credentials will be shared with you shortly. So just a little bit more about Calvin. As well as being the CEO of the Beverage Africa Lab, Calvin is the producer of the Kenya and Africa Beverage Forum and the Kenya Beverage Awards. He's a program manager at Lake Hub, where he leads the Agri-Jobs for Youth initiative, empowering young agripreneurs with business skills and market access. And as the founder of ASENTI Africa, he connects entrepreneurs, corporate leaders, and investors across Africa through the African Summit on Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Calvin also actively supports the growth of Africa's beverage industry by organizing high-impact awards and networking platforms that celebrate innovation and excellence in the sector. His profile is being posted in the chat now. Please feel free to reach out and to connect with him. Clearly a very busy young man. Our next panelist is Emile Ward from the UK. He is a venture studio fundraising specialist. He's also a judge on InDrinks. He's also an exited founder and a drinks investor. Emile is an exited founder, as I just mentioned, having sold his business, The Gin Foundry, in 2020 to the second largest wholesaler in the UK, which is Inotria & Co. He is an angel investor and has executed 5 investments to date, including Potlivo. These words are killing me this evening. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. Living Things Soda and Lonquero. He also advises drinks brands in all things e-commerce, branding, digital marketing, and supply chain operations. And we're posting his profile in the chat right now. Please feel free to reach out and connect with him on LinkedIn. Our next panelist is Emna Majeri. She's a CPG and food business consultant, a growth and brand strategist, scaling global and food and beverage brands, and is also an industry connector. Emna brings deep expertise in brand strategy, combining precise messaging, strategic positioning, and a focus on long-term sustainable growth. Her cross-functional background spans legal frameworks, digital marketing, brand management, making her especially effective in navigating the unique challenges faced by early-stage startups. As a former founder herself and community partner, Emna has successfully guided multiple brands from concept to market, consistently driving value and innovation in competitive consumer landscapes. We are posting her profile in the chat now. Please reach out and connect with her on LinkedIn. Our next panelist is Imran Jeva. He's the principal and co-founder of Monati. He's an angel investor and he's an investment analyst. Imran is the co-founder of Monati, a premium, organic, cold brew, sparkling rooibos beverage brand. He's worked as an equity analyst at Afina Capital and an investment analyst at Muvonala Asset Managers. He combines financial expertise with health-focused entrepreneurship to build innovative wellness brands. And we're posting his profile in the chat now. Please reach out and connect with him on LinkedIn. And our last panelist, Kikolomo or I don't want to butcher your name, I'm so sorry if I do, Oyala. She's a Senior Financial Officer at the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. And she's also a convener for the African Women Founder Summit. She's a Kazi Fellow and CFO and founder for the She Foundry Limited. She's a venture builder, an angel investor, and is committed to gender lens investing. She champions African women entrepreneurs as the founder and CFO of She Foundry Limited, connecting them to global opportunities, including those in the food and beverage sector. She convenes high-impact events like the Africa Women Founder Summit, fostering networks that support women-led brands in industries such as drinks, hospitality, and agribusiness. Through her leadership and finance expertise, she helps beverages and other consumer-focused startups in Africa become investor-ready and scale internationally. We're posting her profile in the chat right now. Please reach out and connect with her on LinkedIn as well. So now we're going to go over to the exciting part of this evening, which is our pitch presentations. Please show our presenters and our business owners and our founders some love. And I'm going to be handing over to our first startup for this evening, which is Hops Iced Tea by Somalele Training, which is by Miss Mpho Majeng. Mpho, before we start, I'm going to be setting the timer on my side for 20 minutes. So that will be your total time for this evening. And then your presentation, I'm assuming, will be between 5 and 7 minutes, and the rest of the time we'll chat to the panel. So I might jump in and interject, but your 20 minutes are all yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mpho Majeng. I'm based in South Africa, Eastern Cape in East London. I have a retail background. I've got a retail qualification, which I've obtained in Cape Peninsula University. And I also have a retail experience. Right after university, I went straight to work at one of the retail stores. And I was a manager at the time. And I remember, as someone who opens and closes the store, sometimes I felt like I needed all the immune booster that I can get, but I just didn't want anything that is sugary or something that is that has got high caffeine. Then I remembered that there's hops drink that my grandmother used to brew at home. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with my presentation. Jamal, can you please start with the slides?
Yeah, they should be showing on screen. Can they visible, Tammy? Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Please continue.
Yes, okay. Can you please move to the next slide? Next one. Okay. I've just said that person open and closes the stores in the morning, and I will just feel like I need something that is going to boost my immune system. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me, have you ever woke up in the morning and or during the day and your body feels like it needs all the energy it can get, and at the same time, you just don't feel like taking a pill or vitamins? Next slide, Jamal. Ladies and gentlemen, worry not. Let me introduce to you Hops Iced Tea, which is a non-alcoholic on-the-go immune booster. It is made of natural ingredients, which is mainly hops plant, and rooibos. It is packed with vitamins A, B, and C. It is refreshing, smooth, with a unique hoppy taste at the same time, and with the same health benefits that my old grandma's hops used to have. And it is brewed into perfection. Next slide, Jamal. Growing up, hops plants used to grow in the fields of Kadusha Middeldrift in the Eastern Cape, South Africa. That's where my grandmother used to go and get hops so that she can brew her old recipe. So what we've done at Somalele is that we took my grandmother's recipe and we've commercialized it. And I remember that my grandmother used to say that my granddaughter, a glass of hops a day chases the doctors away. And our product is based on this family recipe. Next slide, Jamal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is who we are. At Somelele, we enhance health through healthy beverages. And this is why we've commercialized my grandmother's recipe, because of hops health components. And it is designed for busy professionals and health conscious consumers. Next slide, Jamal. Sales of healthy beverages have risen since post-COVID. Our products are sold in selected retail stores within the province of Eastern Cape in South Africa. We supply to large retail chains, weddings, and ceremonies. And we do our promotions via in-store tastings, exhibitions, and markets. And also, this is the picture of our products in one of the retail stores. Next slide, Jamal. This is one of the pictures where we were doing our promotions. And this is a chisanyama. This is a local chisanyama. Those that are in South Africa would know what a chisanyama is. It's a place where people hold their events weekly or even during the week. And this is when we started promoting our product, because before we took it to the chain stores, we wanted people to be familiar with the product. And also, it is our production journey is that we initially outsourced brewing because of the other production that is happening in the brewery. And recently we have secured our own space at East London IDZ to do our own in-house production. Next slide, Jamal. And we have been approved by one of the largest retail stores in South Africa to help us with the distribution. And also what we need is that we need an automatic bottling machine to speed up production, to meet the growing demand and to serve new and existing customers. Next slide, Jamal. Those of you who follows rugby, this is Mapimpi Malizole Mampimpi. He's a Springbok player for South African rugby. And he helped us with one of the promotions that we were doing locally. We are asking for an investment of 1.2 million rands to buy the automated bottling machine, which is going to help us speed up production. And also currently we're making 160 cases because of the production capacity. But once we get this automated machine, we'll be able to produce, say, approximately about 500 or 600 cases per month. And also with the commitment contract that we got from one of the largest retail stores, it will help us to maintain our old and reach out and grow geographically also as well, which is outside the province and probably outside South Africa with their distribution. Next slide, Jamal. Oh, thank you. And also I would like to thank the Pitch Lounge team to organize this event for us. And also thank you to the people that are listening. And welcome. I'll welcome any questions and comments. Thank you.
Amazing. Great presentation. And I'm sure you picked up on my accent that you and I are clearly from the same hood. So I know exactly who you're speaking of and what you're doing. But what I wanted to do also, just for the sake of the panelists, was I know that the ask was for 1.2 million rand, and converted, the ask is just shy of about $70,000 US. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to our panelists if they have any questions for Ms. Mpho. I think I'm going to go straight to Calvin. Would you like to ask or give any thoughts and feedback?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Mpho. I think that was really, really good presentation. and quite nice product out there. I think. I mean, that's really, really nice. Also, branding as well. It's come out pretty well. I just wanted to ask. One is, I mean, what's the different sizes of your beverage? What are the different sizes that you sell in terms of the quantity? And then also, how much sales, or when did you start, and how are the sales? Like, what sales did you do? How much did you do this year, for example, so far?
Oh, okay. We're selling it in 500 mils, and it comes in 2 flavors, which is the original and the lemon flavor. And we started selling when in 2019, and we've grown with the sales, and also we keep on getting new customers, especially when we're selling to the exhibitions, and also with recently getting this new retail chain stores to help us with distribution. With the figures, can I get back to you with the appropriate figures on the side?
No problem. No problem. That's fine then.
Great. Thank you so much. Mr. Imran, have you got any questions for Mpho?
Thank you for the presentation. Very interesting product for South Africa. I don't think I've seen a hops drink on the shelf. Just a few comments. First thing, you mentioned a lot health claims, and there wasn't really much more behind that. So maybe when you're saying this is a healthy drink, to be a bit more clear about why it's healthy. I felt there was a bit of assumptions that, oh, because it's hops, it's healthy, or that it's low sugar, but like those numbers weren't given. So just in terms of, I mean, you can answer now, and also just generally future when you're presenting, make that clear. Yeah, also, more stories about the traction and where you've sold so far, and just more detail, how much of coverage you have in South Africa, just selling in the town where you're producing, because I feel that part didn't really come through. Thanks.
Great feedback. Thanks, Imran. Mpho, do you want to respond, or are you happy to kind of continue the conversation offline with Imran?
I'll continue the conversation offline with Imran. Okay,
no problem. Emile, have you got any questions, thoughts, feedback for Ms. Mpho?
Sure. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the presentation. I thought it was really convincing. Lots of enthusiasm, real passion, real founder story. There's real backstory there, which was really nice to see. I will echo what Imran was saying. Is on the health claims, I would like to see it compared to other products on the market that are healthy drinks. See how it compares in terms of calories, sugars, anything else that's important in terms of making those healthy claims. Maybe if there's an accreditation in the future that you'd like to get, is there something that can give you a stamp of approval on that side of things? That would be good to see. And same thing, I would like to just understand a little bit more about the cost breakdown and the margin structure, so that I understand, what are you seeing in the future as you grow. I understand that the investment is to get this bottling line. What happens after? What happens once you have that? What happens once you have the distribution? I think I would like to have seen a bit more of a 5-year growth plan, rather than maybe just this unlocks that, which is great, because that what money goes towards. But as someone who wants to go on the journey with you, potentially I would like to see a 5-year plan. But yeah, no, otherwise really good. Can't wait to try it. I maybe mention as well, hops iced tea. I get the understanding of how it is and how it's made, but maybe just a little, without giving too many secrets. How is it basically made? Is it just an infusion? That'd be just, for me, as someone who's never heard it before, would be great. But otherwise, great.
Great insights. Thanks for that, Emile. Ms. Kikolomo, have you got any thoughts, feedback, insights for Ms. Mpho?
Yes, please, and thank you so much for giving me the floor stage. All right, so firstly, I would like to say that it's a beautiful one, a beautiful initiative, and I can see the passion of the founder towards the products. And yes, I love the fact that she brought in storytelling. There's a nostalgia there, taking us to our grandma, how she used to serve them the drink. I'm not familiar with it because I'm from Nigeria. But yes, I just like hearing that story. I feel like taking the up drink every day. So that's a beautiful one with the presentation. She also gave us yes, some progress updates. But yes, just like the previous panelists have spoken, there are certain things that needs to be reviewed on the pitch deck, especially. So starting with the first thing I was expecting to see was the market size, which I didn't see. The market size would help us understand, oh, how large is the audience? Who are your target audience? Are they youths? Are they the elderly? Let us have the market size, the total addressable market, serviceable addressable market, as well as your serviceable obtainable market. Then, because I am a financial person, I was also really looking forward to the projections, especially the profitability. How much are you making of a drink? Also, your lifetime value of your customers, your customer acquisition cost. Those are some basic metrics I was expecting to see, and that would really help inform the investors on the, how do I want to put it now, on the prospect of the business. And then let me see your ask as well. I know you mentioned briefly what you wanted to use that money for, but you didn't provide us a breakdown of the ask. So it would be really lovely to know what the money is going into in detail on your pitch deck, not just saying it. And I know you mentioned it, but it would be nice to have it on your deck as well. I also noticed that, I don't know if I'm the one that missed it, but I didn't see your team members, because team stress is also very important in any business. That way we know those you are working with. We also, that also helps to give investor confidence as well, especially when you have a good and reliable, credible professionals in your team. So that is also quite essential as well. Overall, nice product, nice presentation. I think that would be it from my end. Competitive advantage, someone mentioned it as well. It's essential that you also align your competitors in the same industry. How do you stand out from those competitors? What's your value proposition? What would give the investors confidence that yes, other what's it called, other products might be I like it, but what stands you out? What makes people go to the supermarket and order for your products as against other products in the same category? So yes, thank you so much. That would be all from my end. But yes, beautiful presentation and lovely work.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kekalemo. That was really, really good feedback and insights, and I think you've captured everything that all of the other panelists had said. There are some comments in the chat that I'd also like to encourage you to have a quick look at. And any last panelists? I see we're just on 3 minutes before we move over to the next presentation. Do any of the other panelists have any thoughts, feedback, or I can go to the chat?
Tony's got his hand up.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was just going to say, interesting concepts. Obviously, lacks a great deal of data and margins, and clearly an understanding of how long it will take to recover such an investment. I also think that it's not a question of buying a bottling line, because you will not buy a bottling line for $75,000. It's probably either a capping machine or part of a filler or part of a machine on a production line, because bottling lines cost millions of pounds. The other thing is that would it be worth investigating if it's a single piece of machinery like a capping machine or a filler, if the equipment can be leased rather than basically paying up front and trying to recover that money, or asking the partner who's doing the bottling to buy the machine, and they can actually charge an element of recovery in their price, in their contract packing price to hops tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. But financial data would be useful. Without it, enthusiasm and passion, fantastic. Need to understand a little bit more about the category, who you're competing against as well. And I think from what I heard, unless I was completely got it wrong, it was like 500 cases a month is not a big jump in terms of beverage industry. It is a very small amounts of volume. So there is going to be quite a time lag before any amounts can be recovered as an investment and paid back in full. That's it.
Thank you so much. Calvin, it looked like you had something that you wanted to add.
Yeah, so I also just wanted to add in terms of, just understanding a little bit more of the data, because I know that's what majority of our panelists are actually looking at. I would also be interested to know like the shelf life of the beverage brand, because I think that's also really affect the distribution as well. And also maybe I would like to ask Paul if, for example, if she's able to get the machine, how is that going to help her in terms of increasing production, and what's the demand like in terms of that? And then also, is she able to maybe list it to other people and all that?
Okay, Calvin, you froze there for a second. So I think what you were trying to say in terms of your sentence before you froze, I'm assuming you're saying something along the lines of if the machinery kind of speeds up production, or how you can maximize it by maybe getting other parts of machinery to work for you and generate income. Calvin, are you still frozen? I think you are. Okay, I think we need to move on. Ms. Mpho, I think everything seems to be good. We have some of the notes for you. I hope that you found the session really useful, really good presentation. And we're going to switch gears slightly. We're going to move over to an alum and a founder story, Ms. Nora, who's an exited founder. Over to you.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me okay?
Your sound is not great. But let's see how we can make this work. And you have 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Nora. I had my own business called Tribal Milk, and it was a camel milk business that started from the ground up. We created the recipes. We found the factories that we wanted to use. We made all the packaging. We built a team, and we got it in stores in the UAE, which was really a big thing for us. So I just want to say to the people that are presenting today that I know exactly how it feels. It's really hard work. It can be very difficult to get your vision out there. I myself presented at one of these events, and I've made loads of connections. So that's probably the best thing you can find is connections, and use the advice that you get given today to figure out sort of what do I need to refine, what do I need to make better. So when I founded Tribal Milk, the camel milk business, we started off with one product, which was the camel milk bottle. And then we went into making creative and innovative products from there. So we made camel milk with coffee and long life camel milk, which was really good. So, and I also wanted it to be a brand that I resonated with me being from African heritage myself. We drink camel milk all the time back home. But, you know, we kept showing up, we kept networking, and eventually it all worked out because we realized that we couldn't grow that brand any further at that stage. So we have exited the business and we sold it to a company in the UAE. Right now, I know the recipes are being used because the recipes that we created was something that they wanted to continue with their own brand. And I consult with them every now and again with any help, any marketing help that they need. So it's now at a point that the business can grow without me, and it's something that I'm so proud of. And I'm happy to move on to my next venture. So I just wanted to do a quick intro on my next venture. After all the skills that I learned with that, I started my own virtual assistant business, which is what I'm running now. So any business owners, any founders that would like any sort of business management role help, any connection help, any lead generation, any kind of product solution that you guys need. Sometimes you don't need these money to buy your own equipment. Maybe you need to find the guy who has the equipment and have a contract with them. So I work with founders, directors, and leaders and help them get their time back and focusing on growth because you can get caught up in a lot of different things. But I just want to say to everyone pushing today that you guys are doing so great. I've listened to the first business. It's so I know how nerve-wracking it is. But keep going, take everything that you get today on with feedback and take it on board, get stronger, and then hopefully you can either have your business for life, if that's your goal, or your exit, whatever your next goal is, it'll shape you onto your next project. Oh, if anyone's on LinkedIn, guys, I use LinkedIn. So, bye.
Now's your time to plug away, girl, plug away.
no, on LinkedIn, guys.
But congratulations and thank you for sharing your kind encouragement and your words of wisdom to the pitching founders, because I know they're stressed and anxious as well. So your kindness has gone a long way. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me as well, guys.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch gears. We're going to go over to our next pitch and go get our panel responses. Is that we are going to go over to Maria Sangria. So Maria Elena, are you ready for us? Maria? Okay, we'll just move straight over. Okay, let's jump straight over to our next business promo, which is our host masters. Nana, are you ready for us?
Definitely ready for you.
Great stuff.
So, very pleasure. It's a great pleasure to be here today and to speak about my little baby, the Hostmasters. And basically, with the Hostmasters, it started from a vision of just how difficult our industry can be. Just seeing how a lot of people struggle through the pre-openings, but then from that side, it's inspired by how my journey began as a young bartender about 20-ish years ago. I hate to give away my age. I know I don't look it, but it is what it is. But ultimately, it was born from a journey where I had bosses that didn't want to train me. They wanted to keep me locked into one position. But when I began, I really saw the mountain of knowledge that could be accrued. I saw the opportunities that really existed within our industry. And I grew into a position where I was able to experience those highs, but then try and inspire others to achieve those highs as well. So that's where Hostmasters was born. And I do apologize. Am I able to share my screen with the presentation? Yes. Okay. All right. So I will share. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes, go for it.
All right. So the Hostmasters, it is a consultancy. I've been operating here in the UAE for the past 3 years, and mainly it's been about supporting businesses during the opening phase of their projects with training, with management consulting, and making sure that they're able to scale and grow at the rate they want to within the UAE. There's a very competitive landscape here, and a lot of the time, the timelines just don't match the ambition. And so I saw a gap in the market where I had to come in there and try and help them to the best of my ability, especially with the network of professionals I do have to help them to create menus and create operations manuals and everything that they would need to have a successful business. But quick little bit about myself. I have been in the industry for about 20 years. I'm part of a lot of global committees. I've been named number 64 on the Bar World 100 annual list of the most influential figures in the global bar industry. I'm the co-chair of the business committee on the education panel of Tales of the Cocktail. And currently, I am the regional beverage manager of Monin in the Middle East. So I'm traveling the region, training on products, but also training on technique and inspiring on how to execute drink strategy. So a couple of top line highlights of myself, just so that we're a bit more familiar with each other. I've done a lot of work with Pernod Ricard, hosted roundtables, created educational workshops for them as well in the region. I've launched a lot of venues, created lots of beverage programs, executed workshops and training for great companies such as Mocha 1450 in the region, top 50 bars such as Sushi Samba, Galaxy Bar in the region as well. And I've done a lot of partnerships with Path Bar School here in the region as well. I've mentioned my public appearances and appointments as well, but I'm someone that's frequently looked at as a source of what's happening in the beverage world in the Middle East. So trends-wise, I was just recently on DXB today. I've been a presenter at Barra Mexico in Mexico, of course, just about mindset and wellness. And I'm really trying my best to inspire the next generation of beverage professionals. So in terms of my team, so like I mentioned briefly in my intro, I've got a team of beverage professionals from around the world. You know, my position in Tales of the Cocktail has afforded me the ability to have connections in multiple countries. And I basically call on them to help me curate menus, to help me curate workshops, and to be able to bring their expertise into new markets. And this is a little bit of a hint into where I'm going to be going with my pitch. Another quick snapshot of who I've worked with and some of the services I have offered up until now. So brand advocacy has been a big part. I've done work with brands such as Takamako Rum based out of the Seychelles, created a sustainability initiative on the island where I tried to get them to reduce their waste as much as possible. And I was successful. It's been about a year or so, so I need to check in on these guys because I'm not working with Takamaka presently. But at the moment, it was a very beautiful initiative. I've worked with brands such as Diageo, Pernod Ricard I mentioned as well, and now working with Monin. Beverage development is top training, and then there is recruitment as well. So I mentioned the management coaching. That's one of our business lines, but the main reason I'm here today is to discuss a platform that I am seeking to develop and looking for some partnership with. And I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Mind Valley, Masterclass, or any of these digital platforms where there's a series of workshops hosted by different professionals. And there's a subscription fee paid. And from that subscription fee, people are able to access all those different courses, in some cases gain certifications and upskill to whatever different business line that they would like. Now, the Hostmasters platform, we are seeking to do something along those lines, but exclusively towards hospitality and the beverage community. So the main idea is to be able to work to source through my vast network of beverage professionals, chefs, and whoever is in the hospitality industry and a bunch of different vocations as well. Because the way that I see hospitality, it isn't just about the drinks. It isn't just about the food. It's about the communication. It's about the atmosphere. There's an endless array of topics that we can cover. And once a platform is created, I want to give the opportunity for young beverage professionals to have a source of information that they can go to, that they can rely on, that they can trust, and get certified from, so they can go back to their venues and upskill. From here, offering packages to different hotel chains, offering packages to different hospitality groups, and also be able to hold live and digital workshops is something that is in the plan for this platform as well. Sorry, just gonna... Yes. So the long and short, so I didn't want to take too much time pitching this, but I want to be able to create this platform. And at the present time, the idea is not the hard part. The idea is mainly in creating the resources and accruing the equipment needed to be able to create consistent workshops across a few different places. And one of my main targets is Africa. And the main reason is, aside from it being the continent of my heritage, I'm originally from Ghana. I see so much potential in the hospitality professional in Africa. Whether it's Kenya, whether it's Nigeria, whether it's Ghana, I think that the hospitality and tourism industry is skyrocketing. People are taking more notice. And one of the biggest things that we need to take care of is making sure that the operational standards are at the highest that they can be, so that the tourism industry can reach the heights that it should. This requires continuous education. This requires ensuring that the access to education is there. I see it here in the UAE, which is where I do reside. I do apologize if I didn't make that clear. But in the UAE, a lot of owners of restaurants, hotels, they focus so much on the chandelier. They focus so much on the aesthetics, but they don't focus enough on making sure that their staff has the tools to be able to sell their product. And so that's the genesis of where the Hostmasters platform does come from. I believe that if we're able to focus on the foundations of training and really make that a priority with any new venue that opens, whether it's here, whether it's in any of the beautiful African countries that we can reach, that we'll be able to really make a big difference. So that is a couple of just example workshops that I would love to focus on. You have communications, which is also very dear to me. It's something I graduated in school with, have my master's in communications, specializing in interpersonal communications as well, and public relations. So being able to teach this aspect to our youth is something that I think is very important. Whether it's about body language, emotional intelligence, stress management, cultural awareness, these are some top line topics that I have covered in the past and would love to make this a full part of the curriculum. And then, of course, my home, the bar. So teaching them proper techniques, proper beverage techniques, proper ways to execute these things, and make sure that when you do see these new places open, that the basics are covered, but we're able to make sure that they can reach the next level with it. Other bits of inspirations that have come to mind in the past few years for me has been the curation of cocktail festivals in Ghana and also in South Africa. So the latest is the Ajabu Festival, which basically was founded by a man named Colin Appiah, and he is someone who is a pioneer in the drink sphere and the cocktail game. He was co-founder of Lab in London, and basically as co-founder there, he inspired thousands of bartenders in the 90s generation when it comes down to the London cocktail scene. And we know how important that scene is when it comes down to beverages. So he's trying to inspire the same thing in South Africa, but also in Africa as a whole, because he recognizes a little bit of himself. He's originally from Ghana himself, and he sees the potential of the population and the young bartender there. So that is about it for me as of now. If there's any questions from anyone that would like to comment on the idea, has any interest or has any feedback, I'd be very happy to hear.
Really interesting topic. Thank you so much, Mr. Nana. I think if there are any questions from panelists, or if you're in the audience and you're watching this, you're more than welcome to drop it in the chat. If you do not feel like being on camera and asking, more than happy to read it out on your behalf. But any of the panelists, do you have any quick thoughts or feedback or pieces of input for Mr. Nana? I think I'm going to pick on some of the panelists because they're all being very quiet. Was that Tony? Was it you that came off speaker?
No.
Was it you? Okay, so I picked on you for no reason. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I can come in.
Go for it, Calvin.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so Nana, I think it's quite great. I think it's such a great initiative that I think has great potential, especially in in the African, and I mean, especially in our market, despite it's also a good opportunity globally, because I believe that, you know, people continue learning and learning every single day. And I think especially for your bar foundation, I think that was something that would actually be interesting, and I'm very sure that companies, I mean, like, for example, different beverage companies, be it alcoholic companies, they would be very much interested into, you know, getting people to learn, especially mixologists and all these different people that actually be able to learn. So I think that's quite interesting. Yeah, I'm happy to definitely keep in touch as well, and just see maybe if there's anything that we could do, or maybe in one of my events, if we can look at maybe collaborating in near future as well. So yeah, but I think it's quite a very good initiative. It's quite promising. I like your master classes. I think that would be something really good if it's either physical master classes, or maybe produced and then someone can buy, like, the different other master classes that you mentioned as well. So I think that's quite impressive, and yeah, definitely looking forward to staying in touch and even learning more. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
I think I just want to kind of jump in here as well. You know, one of the things that you spoke about, which really spoke to me, was the fact that you speak about host master, which talks to the mastery component of it. And it takes the fact that when you are a host, it fundamentally shifts the conversation from, you know, when you're a service worker, whereas if you're hosting, it's a different dynamic. So I like that play on it and the thoughtfulness behind it. And we can also talk offline, especially if you're doing masterclasses, and there is a body in South Africa where you could possibly look at getting it accredited as an educational standard. Okay. And that could also help, because, you know, in my home country, education is currency, and it is really important. So if people can do this and it counts towards a greater educational something, then it carries more weight to that. But we can talk about that offline. Emile, have you got any thoughts or feedback for Mr. Nana?
Yeah, no, I think it's a really interesting concept. Actually, my brother has done something very similar in the distilling and brewing side of things. So much more like masterclass and teaching courses, more for the production of alcohol. And he's done it all by himself, videos, all recorded by himself using a lot of AI. He uses a platform. So maybe reach out to him. His name is Olivier Ward. He could probably, you know, there's maybe something there. But I think it's definitely needed. It's definitely a great thing. I would echo what Tammy was saying. You know, accreditation is key. You'll get a lot more government support, but you also get educational, you know, support, and that's when the money will, you know, money as in like the subscribers will start flowing in, because otherwise it is quite niche, and so, you know, maybe someone will sign up to it, but have a volume that makes sense, then it needs to have that accreditation on the back end. But there's no reason why it shouldn't, with your background, and I'm sure what you'll be providing. Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's definitely needed for sure, and anywhere really.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think just to add on that, there's the twofold. There's, I think, a sincere desire from some of the professionals that I do know to give back and teach as well. And this also helps with their profiles, especially if maybe they aren't as known in the cocktail game or the spirits game. They will have an opportunity to actually get something solid as a foundation, being able to say that you taught thousands of people, hopefully thousands one day, thousands of people one day in your chosen field, and your passion is something that I think I'd love to be able to offer in that platform. It's not so much about me teaching, although I do love teaching, and I will definitely teach a lot of different workshops, but I think it's giving people the opportunity to give back as well.
Super cool. This feels like this is also something that's very heart-led and very personal to you. So I think it makes it, you know, all the more valuable.
Yeah,
Mr.
so just on that note, that's a good point. I mean, you could also talk to some charities like the Drinks Trust here in the UK. You know, they would be able to offer, maybe they would, you know, subsidize like a couple spots at it, and you know, that's a good way to give back and get people into the platform, getting into using it. Yeah.
And especially if it's accredited, then it'll make the sell a lot easier from a trust getting involved. Great idea. Thanks, Emile.
Thank you.
Ms. Kalombo, do you have any thoughts or feedback?
Yes, please. All right. My feedback was this. I would like to comment. The founder is quite articulate, and he also gave us a backstory, which speaks to the emotional side of things. And yes, I'm going to like to ask a couple of questions, which I wasn't able to get in the presentation. At what stage are you currently in? Because I know you mentioned that you have serviced a couple of companies, but when it comes to the consultation side of things, are you pre-launch? Are you post-launch? What approach do you have for what's exactly your go-to market strategy? Those are some things that are running at the back of my mind that I would like clarifications on. On your numbers as well, I know you mentioned organizations you've serviced again, but I didn't get the numbers. What's the profitability? I didn't see the financials. I'm sorry, I'd always speak on the financials as that is my core. I didn't see the financials. You didn't speak to that, the projections and all of that. And yes, the last speakers, they've also mentioned certain things that are quite important and essential that you should take note of, like the accreditation. I would also like to say that the African ecosystem is a very big one. I'm in Nigeria. I would always speak to Nigeria, Lagos in particular, especially during festive periods. It's usually crazy. So this is a very big market for you. And yes, I wish you good luck on the journey. Thanks.
Thank you so much. In terms of the stage that I'm in, so with the consultancy, it's been running for 3 years now. Time's flying by. It feels like yesterday when I first started, but I've had quite a few great partners and clients and helped a lot of beverage programs come to fruition. The workshops have already begun as well. So I've already had work with ADNEC here in the UAE. So they handle a lot of big festivals and big conferences. So they requested me to train basically their core members of their service team, which is very, very big. And I did Bar Foundations workshops there. Sip by Pernod Ricard's also been a workshop series that I've been doing, and also with Path Bar School and the Top 50 Bars. So that's already all been happening for the past 3 years. For the platform itself, it is right now on ground zero. Right now, I've been looking at the website design and trying to figure out exactly how to get the workshops filmed in multiple markets, because a lot of my partners aren't in the UAE, and currently I don't have the resource to be able to travel to all the different countries to capture the filming and make sure that the standard remains the same. But that's just one small little detail that I think is probably pretty easy to figure out at some point. But yeah, right now it's just ground level, and I'm looking to launch the platform Q1 of 2026.
That's the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. It's gonna come by. I'll have gray hair. It'll be
perfect. Tabiso, I see your hand is up. I've got our next presenter, Edmund, who's on standby. So, Mr. Nana, if you are happy, I will release you into the ether if you're all good. If there are more questions, I'm sure they'll come through in the chat. So please just keep a lookout at that. And Mr. Edmund, I believe you are ready for your presentation.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
We can. I don't see anything on the screen yet.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, can you see the screen now?
It's coming up. I'll tell you when it comes up. And as soon as it comes up, I'm going to give you 20 minutes and that will be your presentation
Okay.
as well as the panel questions and answers, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, because this morning I got our partners from Ghana. She want to invest us, and then we do believe we have you all as our synergy partner or the passionate partner to grow the business for our sustainable work. So yeah, this is Edmund from Next. Just imagine a single seed grow in the drought and the desert soil. Not much hope, right? I think it is tough, and the seed grow in the drought area where other crops are all fail. And this seed is so amazing. This seed is called tiger nut. Not only we can preserve the desertification, but also we can change the life. I'm the dad of the lactose intolerance. With the kids with the lactose intolerance, we don't ever suffer anymore. For the farmers in the desert, they are happy like him. So I'm Edmund from Next, a super food tech impact venture. We turn the vision into the reality with our tiger meal here. So with our AI, patent, enzyme technology, agricultural technology, and biotechnology with the social impact, we define the plant-based nutrition. So our earth is burning and the desert are also growing. Even 1 gallon of milk can take 1,000 gallons of the water to produce. In fact, palm milk is more suitable for us as most of the palm milk are full of sugar and additive. And that's why we are the passionate team that live with the beef and the sustainability. We are both the serial enterprise. I work for food industry for more than 18 years. I worked for Starbucks in the past. And my partners is the expert in the biotechnology, backed with the professors in soybean breeding, AI, and food science. So we engineer the palm milk, and it is called tiger milk, mixed up with tiger nut, oat, and the organic orthodox soybean. And tiger nut is a kind of the resilient crops that planted in the desert area. It's rich in the monounsaturated fatty acid like the olive oil, good for your heart and good for your beautiful skin. So compared with other palm milk, most of the palm milk is single ingredients. It's limited the nutrition. And in terms of palm milk, it's packed with the antioxidants, omegas, high calcium, and high protein. We can support our muscle growth, better, beautiful skin, and it is very creamy like the dairy, and in fact, it is no added sugar. So we are the only palm milk venture that can save the desert too, and also enhance the community. And in fact, with our technology and our unique raw material, our price is 10% less than others palm milk. So in terms of our patent technology, the tiger nut is very hard. It's just like the rock hard shelf. And our technology break it open. We unlock 60% more nutrition, including the omegas, antioxidants, and easy for the digestions. And think of it, it is just a kind of the master key for the superfood. In fact, tiger nut is the superfood. And second is that it's our AI-powered biotechnology. Our traditional R&D takes years, and we do it just weeks. Our machine learning predict the winning ingredients combination, slashing the trial and error. So our palm milk is very smooth, creamy, and rich, and it's greenable, cleanable, all natural ingredients, no added sugar, and in fact, all the taste is creamy and natural sweetness. So in terms of our secret sauce, we are the Geneva Innovation Gold Medals in first place among 2,000 innovation. We know that the impact can shine in this innovation. So we plant the tiger nut in the desert area, preventing more than 5,000 hectares of the land. With our AI irrigation and the soil technology, not only we grow the tiger nut, we preserving the dead land into the farmland. We use 90% less water with the higher yields. In the past 6 months, okay, we have speed to Hong Kong market, okay, with 2,000 locations. In our online shop, there's 80% of the repeated purchasing. And also, we partner with different partners, just like the Big C in Thailand. It's not just about the sales. It's about every single tiger meal create the impacts. We don't just make the milk. We grow with the communities. For the farmers in poverty, we train them with the fair wages. For the youth, we enhance them the skills in agricultural technology. For the elderly, we know that their dignity through the palm milk. For the corporates, we can enhance the ESG goal with us together. We know that both profit and the purpose can shine in the desert area. So we are now taking tiger milk globally, not just in Hong Kong. We'll go to Africa, China, Southeast Asia, and also Japan. And even we find our first GCC market franchising partners too. With our new formulations, we have our AI technology. We take only weeks, not years, and we need all of you, the partners like you, to create a positive change for our planet. So our technology and ingredients have the unlimited possibility. We can enhance dairy-free cheese, yogurt, probiotics, and we currently work with 3 global brands are ready and co-R&D with us for bigger impact together. We know that the impact is better when we work together. So in 2024 alone, we won more than 50 awards in food technology, ESG, and the brands. And also we have more than hundreds of the global media coverage on our food technology. And we are so lucky that we have already granted 1 million US in our R&D. We are now seeking for your help to scale up globally, including in Africa, including in Ghana. And also we already have 7 million guaranteed. We must be the first mover on our technology purpose-driven profit. So by 2030, our aim is to stop 10% of the desert going. We are not just thinking about 1 year, 2 years ago. We are building for our 100 years goal. This tiny seed teach us not only we can grow, we can shine in the desert. Our life can find another way. And we can, as a startup, we can grow with you all together if we get your support. So just join us, invest us, partner with us, or even grab the tiger meal. Let's create a better path together. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can also follow our LinkedIn too. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, no, of course. By all means, click on the QR codes on the screen, show some love and support, and very interesting presentation. Definitely, definitely something that is innovative. I think I'm going to go straight onto the person that I'm looking at on my screen is Emile. So I'm going to go straight onto you. Do you have any thoughts and questions for Mr. Edmund?
Thanks. Thank you, Edmund. Really good presentation. I really thought lots of energy, really went through a lot. I think maybe a little too much. Potentially too much on the slides, too much information. And I slightly got confused. Not confused is the wrong, I think that's the wrong word. Potentially overwhelmed with what the business was and where it's heading, who is behind it. And so I think just a piece of advice from me is, as someone who's never heard this before, would be to simplify. So just what is it? Who is it? What are we doing? What are the sales? What does the 5-year plan look like? And, you know, the social cause was really good as well. So for me, a few things stood out. The social cause, the power of the nuts. But for me, what I didn't understand was, so not enough time spent on who's behind it and why you're qualified to do it, and the team. And for me, it's just where do you see this? Is it a profitable business in 5 years? How do I get my money back? As I think another member in this chamber was saying. But is this something that you guys want to do for a long time, to change how we drink milk, or is this what is the business scenario in 10, 15 years time? But sounds really exciting, I have to say. I really want to try it, and I'm sad to hear that the UK and Europe isn't considered.
Yeah, we must go there. Yeah, because we will plant the tiger in Egypt and also in GCC region, and that's why after the plantation and the production, we will also go to Spain, France, or even in we have already delivered one cargo of tiger milk to UK in Chinatown. Yeah, you can go there and try it later. Yeah, just delivered today.
Okay,
really? Last week. Yeah.
I have a picture of it running through Chinatown trying to find the milk.
Yeah. So sorry, I forget it.
If you can send me information on where I can find it, I'll definitely go. Chinatown's not very far from me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much. Sorry about this. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Emile. And I think also what would be really interesting is also for you to kind of, and I know you spoke about it briefly in your presentation, but to kind of talk to the taste as to how it's different or better to oat milk, to almond milk, to all the other coconuts, all the others, so why you're different and better. And I know you spoke briefly about the probiotic and health claims. So I'm assuming one of the panelists will kind of call you out and will want to say something about substantiating and getting those claims verified from a health perspective. But I'm not a panelist, I'm just the moderator. So I'm going to jump over to Calvin. Have you got any feedback for Edmund?
Yeah, Edmund. Yeah, I think that's really cool. We are going to. We are living in a time whereby people are actually looking for more healthier options, and I've seen that even in Kenya a lot, where people are going for probiotic and all this kind of different aspect of milk. Plant-based milk is becoming very strong in different households and all that, because people are looking for more healthier options, low in fat and all that. So I think this is quite interesting to learn that. So my question would be more on the sustainability aspect. I know you've been doing quite a number. How many in terms of maybe liters are you doing right now in terms of your distribution, and how sustainable is that? Definitely you need to be able to grow the tiger nuts and all that. So I think for me those would be maybe my key question. And then the last one is basically price. Most of the plant-based milk are slightly more expensive. If you look at like the almond and all that, they're slightly high. So definitely the target market has to be more specific. You're not targeting kind of like the lower income. You're probably targeting mostly high-end kind of customers. So how are you working in terms of price competitiveness with what is available in the market at the moment? Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much for your comment. In fact, because we can in terms of the sustainability of the numbers, we have it because we already sell in the market. And then I just want to make the key numbers. We preserve the desiccation, which is our own positioning. No palm milk can do it, and that's why we just focus on the preserving the desiccation. Now we're preserving 5,000 hectares of the desert area, and in fact, most of the palm milk can reduce more than 84% of the carbon emissions compared with the dairy cattle. And in fact, and most of the palm milk is only single ingredients. And then the taste is beany taste or odd taste, is not milky flavor. And most of the palm milk is adding a lot of sugar, and that's why it is a little bit different from others palm milk. It is our own unique positioning. And in terms of the price, because we start our business starting from our seed breeding. Okay, we plant the tiger, we plant the soybean, and we plant the oats ourselves with our farming technology, with our AI supporting. And that's why our unique raw material can get from the market still cheaper than the and others palm milk. And most of the palm milk is struggle because of the fluctuation of the raw material. And we can control the cost because we plant it ourselves. And in fact, our palm milk, why we can become the Hong Kong's second large palm milk in only 3 months, okay? Because we have our own supply chain, and also we have our patent technology. And in fact, our palm milk is almost 10% less than others dairy cattle, not the palm milk. It's already almost 30% less than other palm milk in Hong Kong. And that's why we have already win the market. But in fact, I want to say, if you go to globally, it's not just about the production cost and not just about the cost, okay? It's about how we can work with our synergy partners. You know, delivering the water, okay, is very bulky. And that's why we need the local partners for the local texture, local flavor, local production. And that's why we can reduce the cost. In fact, we have our patent technology and we have our raw material. And that's why we can, just like the Coca-Cola, we can produce it everywhere with our Singh Vision and Vision partners together. But this one I cannot explain in our pitch within 6 minutes, 10 minutes. And that's why I can answer you here like this. Yeah. Thank you very much for your comments. It's really fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Calvin. Ms. Kikalomo, have you got any questions or thoughts for Edmund? I bet you're going to ask a financial question.
Actually, thoughts and commendations. That was quite impressive, the presentation, as well as the work being done by the organization. Kudos to you and the team. I don't think I have any question right now. I must just say that I'm quite impressed by the pitch deck itself. I know there are lots of data to be cleaned up, just like the first panelist who spoke mentioned. But yeah, I got enough information that should be on the deck. So yes, that's it from my own end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. And last of the panelists, Imran, have you got any questions, thoughts, feedback for Mr. Edmund?
Yeah, just a clarification. It wasn't very clear from your presentation. Is this tiger nut or palm milk?
It is the tiger nut, it's the palm milk. Palm-based milk. Palm milk is tiger nut, oat and soy. It's multi-palm. Yeah, not just tiger nut. Yes.
Not just tiger nut. Sorry, what was the split between everything?
Yeah, there is our Orthodox organic soybean. Okay.
No.
And,
what is the split between those variants? Between each
variants?
No. Those input ingredients. What percentage is tiger nut and what percentage is the other things?
Of course, 90% is water, right? And it's the nearly equal.
Equal.
Yeah,
so it's like a third,
equal.
a third.
Not, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but in fact, our core technology is our enzyme. Okay, this is our patent technology. Yeah.
So my one question to you, I just did a bit of Googling while you're presenting, and the tiger nut, just on its own, tiger nut milk seems very popular. It's a beloved drink. Why did you add the other things? Like, would it not make more sense just to do a tiger nut milk?
Thank you for your question. This is a very good question. That's why we win Hong Kong and China market immediately. And in fact, tiger is a kind of the superfood. And the traditional the palm milk making the tiger nut drink is only the traditional grinding method. It's not the MSI method. Okay, to do the production during the production process. The traditional grinding method, that means we cannot digest the nutrition easily first, and the texture is not rich, milky, and smooth enough. Traditional method of doing the palm milk is watery, okay, and also most of the palm milk over the world is the single ingredient. Just like I just call example, cow delicatos will not only eat the grass, right? They also eat the soybean and corns. The same concept of the palm milk. It is not reasonable to have only single ingredient to make the palm milk. But in fact, during our R&D, we know that why they need to have the single ingredient. First of all, if multi-palm mixed together, the taste is not well balanced enough. Just like soy, add a lot of sugar inside to cover the beanie taste. Just like the tiger nut, it's just like the grass, okay, the taste of the grass, okay. And also the oat is a lot of oat taste. And in fact, most of the palm oatmeal, okay, paired with the coffee, the oat taste is always cover the coffee. It's not good enough, and that's why Starbucks want our solution on their palm-based milk options, and that's why it is I would say it's the huge market potential, and still no one can figure out this problem. With our technology and our unique raw material, I think we can change the situation. Yeah. See whether I can answer your question. Yeah, it is a very good question. Maybe I need to put it inside our pitch during the presentation. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'd like to taste it sometime somehow.
You and me both.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm also super curious to see what this is going to taste like, especially if a place like Starbucks is interested in having it in their product. Then it means that the flavor profile doesn't contradict or alter the taste of the core product, which is the coffee or the tea. So it's really interesting. I hope you found this useful, Edmund, and I hope hope we'll see you soon.
Thank you. See you again soon.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm switching gears. Mr. Calvin, I believe you have an announcement, something that you want to share with us. So over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tammy, and the rest of the team as well. I think I'll just share my screen. Let me try.
Okay, nothing's come up yet, just so that you're aware.
Yeah, it's I'm sharing enough here. I'm just trying to get it. Yes, it's here.
No problem. No pressure.
So I don't know if I hope you guys can see my screen.
There we go. Yes.
Okay, cool. So thanks. Yeah, so I mean, for the last 5 years, we've been working with the beverage industry here in Kenya, and mostly we started what we call Kenya Beverage Excellence Award. So Kenya Beverage Excellence Award is basically an annual event that kind of bring the beverage players together. It's mostly in Kenya, where we bring in key beverage companies, and we've always had the main big beverage companies like the Coca-Cola, the EBL, which is in Kenya, it's EBL, but globally is Diageo, and different other beverage brands as well, and usually more based on consumer, consumer knowledge and also consumer feedback in terms of what what the consumers like. So it's usually mostly based on what the consumers like. So we have nominations goes on for 1 month, and then we have voting where the consumers vote for their favorite beverage brand. It can be like tea, it can be best coffee, it can be whatever brands that they feel good. It can be also best beverage in terms of juices, in terms of energy drink and all that. And then after that, we bring all the beverage companies together, where we have an evening where we actually awards them and just be able to recognize the different brands that people like. And that has been really, really good. And we've had very, very positive in terms of companies improving in terms of sales, and also some of them actually being able to put even our logo in some of their beverage brands. So for example, they'll say, oh, this water was first runners up, or it was the winner during the beverage Africa Award, Kenya Beverage Awards. And so that has also helped in terms of improved sales, because when people see that, they recognize and be able to appreciate the kind of the kind of work that the company is doing. So apart from that, we realized that there was need for us to have now a more bigger conversation, and that's how we started the Africa Beverage Forum, which we were supposed to actually host it this year, but we've pushed it to next year in April. So the Africa Beverage Forum is basically a forum that focuses on 100% beverage, not like other forums that focuses more on food and beverage. But we thought it would be really nice to have a specific niche which is only focusing on beverage. And so for this forum, we're actually planning to host the conference next year, in May, and I'll be definitely sharing more on that. But we'll be hosting the conference in May, and basically to be able to bring in the key beverage companies together from across Africa, basically from across Africa. So the forum is mostly targeting Africa beverage companies, but that does not mean that we're not going to be bringing other beverage companies. It may be even from the UK or from different parts of the world. And for next year, we're actually opening it to exhibition. So they're going to be having exhibition for different brands, be it alcoholic or non-alcoholic brands as well, and also be able to have a forum where people can actually be able to network, discuss, and share knowledge as well. And so this has also attracted different organizations. For example, in Kenya here, we've been having a conversation with Ministry of Tourism, because they're also very much interested to be able to see how can beverage brands promote tourism, because things, let's say for example, alcohol bring people together, and beverage generally brings people together, because that's when they can actually be able to celebrate and cheers for good moments and all that. So they are very keen in terms of supporting the conference. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the areas of focus. So mostly, the people or the organization that we're inviting. So we're inviting mostly the alcohol beverages, that be it wine, be it whiskey, be it craft beer. Kenya actually has actually done very well when it comes to craft beer, and we have several companies that are actually now doing craft beer, and craft beer is gaining also quite a good market in our region here. So that's something that we'll be looking at. We're looking at energy drink, dairy, coffee, tea, kombucha, and many other beverages as well. Some of the people that we're going to have, or maybe we're going to invite, are basically manufacturers. So we're looking at manufacturers. We're going to be inviting also investors as well. We're also going to be inviting suppliers, regulators, because we also want to discuss what are some of the things that the governments are doing in terms of regulation when it comes to different beverages and all that. So we're going to have that, and also we're going to be bringing together startups who are either early stage startups who are actually venturing into beverages, and also bringing the academic, because we have institutions that are actually also manufacture their own beverage brands. In Kenya, for example, there's so many universities that actually do dairy products, and they have so many beverage beet juices in the market as well. So we would also want to see how can institution pioneer or support even young people to be able to start developing beverages at the early stage. So that will be our focus area. Also, we'll be definitely also inviting beverage packaging companies, because package is something that is quite interesting. And so we'll also be trying to look at, how do you bring innovative and different ideas when it comes to packaging, and also innovation as well, and sustainability, because sustainability is also very, very key. Basically, the way the event is going to be highlighted is day one is mostly keynote speeches, and also high-level industrial leader experts and all that. And then day two, we are going to be having more breakout session and workshops. And also we are planning to have a gala dinner where we are also going now to awards. We're going to give an award to companies who are mostly championing sustainability, because sustainability is also is one of our key areas as well. And also the second day, we're also now going to have more of an investor or pitch day. So we'd want to have a physical, a live pitch where different startups can actually pitch to investors as well. Yeah, so we have definitely, I'll be able to share this prospect with Jamal, and can be able to share with some of you, so that once it's updated, so that if you'd want to join us or support us for this forum, I think it would be really nice. So the forum is going to be Nairobi, but we're looking at prospects of having it in different countries after that. So maybe next year, once it's Nairobi, hopefully 2027, we're going to be going to Cape Town and moving to different countries in Africa, so that we can actually be able to enhance the conversation and even improve in that particular market. So yeah, so basically that's a bit of it, and I'm happy to answer any little question that you might have. Thank you.
Super exciting. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts for Calvin? And I think everybody's getting ready to get their passports ready to go and visit Nairobi. Does anybody have any questions?
You're all invited to Nairobi. You're all welcome.
Love it.
Yeah, I think Sepo has some question.
Hi, Calvin. Thanks for that. It's really exciting. I think Kenya's definitely been on our radar for a while. Oh, sorry, Sepo from Monati here. How you doing? So one thing that's always been intriguing to me, I've never actually had the privilege of visiting Kenya before, but apparently the tea growing country in Kenya is absolutely spectacularly gorgeous, and that it's kind of like a prime potential destination for kind of agritourism, in the same way that the kind of like the winelands are kind of here in the Western Cape. And I was wondering if that's kind of on your radar, because I've been hearing like little snippets about this over the years, and just wondering if that's being explored.
Yeah, no, so it's actually quite general. So we work with all beverage brands here. So be it tea, be it coffee, and all that. So it's quite diverse sector. And yeah, and we're going to be having all the different beverage brands as well. So I'm happy to connect with you definitely online on LinkedIn. If you're using the same name, I'm happy to connect with you on LinkedIn, and we can always discuss and see how we do it. Last year, I was actually privileged to attend the Cape Town beverage.
I think he froze. Like, I'm sure as freezing cold as it is in Cape Town, I think that cold just went straight through to Calvin. Calvin, as soon as you unfrozen, I'll let you continue with your question. Sepo, I did think it was pretty impressive that you managed to make Calvin's presentation about your product. About tea. So, but we'll talk about that in a few seconds. I couldn't resist and just, kind of throw that back at you. Emile, you look like you wanted to say something.
No, I didn't have anything to say on for no at all. Sorry.
So you just laughed at me being cheeky. Okay.
Yeah.
See, Calvin is still frozen. Neeraj, anybody else? Do you have any questions, thoughts for Calvin? I'm sure he can hear us. I'm sure he's just frozen on his end. Okay, what we'll do is we will loop back.
He's dropped out. He's dropped out actually. So maybe go straight to Sepo and let's move on.
There we go.
For now, and he can come back and. Oh, he's back. He's back. Sorry, he's back.
Okay. Calvin, are you back?
He's back in.
Yes, yes. So sorry for that. I think it's some network issues, but yeah, I'm back. Thank you.
You were just finishing up your response to Seppo, Calvin.
Yes, yes. So yeah, so thanks. Yeah, so definitely I'll be able to connect with him and just be able to see how to collaborate as well. And I'm happy to connect with all of you as well, because I know, would love to bring Dubai here. I know Gulf is very big when it comes to beverage. I know you guys have the Gulf show that happens every year. But happy to explore that with Neeraj and Tammy and definitely all of you, and see if there's the way that we can actually be able to collaborate sometime in May on that. Thank you. Yeah, and we could host the Drinkpreneur live in Kenya during that time. So yeah.
So Calvin, I do have one question. Is that how many American companies are collaborating with you, and is there something I can do to help with that?
At the moment, I think the only, mostly they're only we don't have many American companies apart from Coca-Cola only. So we work a lot with Coca-Cola here, but happy to discuss with you on how we can bring in other companies. Yeah.
Let's take that offline. I look forward to that.
Sure. Thanks.
Sharing the love. I love it. Thank you. Calvin, I think that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing it. Hopefully we will all get to meet in person, and we'll meet in Nairobi. And I'm going to switch gears over to Tsepo and his amazing shwe jacket. So just to bring everybody else in terms of the scheduling. So Tsepo is from Monati. He is he's alumni from Pitch Lounge, and he's just going to be sharing a business update with us. So Tsepo, whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Tammy. I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Is that visible?
Yes, a big yellow screen. The problem?
Yeah. Okay. So, so thanks to all the Drinkpreneurs. Really fascinating session so far, and it's great to be connecting with everybody again. So basically, we have Monati, it's the brand that myself and Imran have created, and it really came out of this issue that we had, where we couldn't find beverages which weren't kind of fundamentally compromised. From our perspective, that meant things that were not kind of delicious, firstly. Number two, not kind of healthy. And number three, kind of didn't have the kind of complexity to pay with meals. So these are products which could potentially replace alcoholic beverages, because I don't drink, as well as replace unhealthy, sodas and juices, as real low-hanging fruit in terms of just improving, nutritional kind of intake. And we, with that in mind, used the unique botanical kind of heritage of the Cape Floral Kingdom, based on the really amazingly potent botanical of rooibos, to create Monati. Monati is fundamentally just an unsweetened cold brew botanical infusion. So that's no sugar, no sweetener, just pure rooibos as a base. And to that, we've paired other superfood botanicals from the region. And they're rich in antioxidants, potent phytonutrients. But I think the most amazing part about this product is that it is truly, from our perspective, the first zero compromise beverage. So something that is not kind of guilt-inducing, and when you drink it, all you're taking in is deliciousness as well as potent phytonutrients. So we have three flavors. Hibiscus berry buchu, just kind of like our fruity, normal kind of soda alternative. We have sage lime Cape mint, which is more of a savory flavor. I think more akin to like the core kind of rooibos core of the product. And finally, ginger peach and African olive leaf. And that is a bit kind of more kind of spicy, as well as a light kind of jammy peach kind of hint to it. So these three flavors we have, both kind of unsweet, which is really the core of the brand. So that's, again, zero sugar, zero sweetener, as well as lightly sweetened. So lightly sweetened has 3 grams of sugar per 100 mils. That's the lowest amount of sugar of any sugar-sweetened beverage. And really that SKU is there to get people into the ecosystem. So the core of the brand is really about that unsweet drinking experience, but we have that lightly sweet there as the kind of gateway, into the unsweetened world. So those are the core products. And then paired with that, we have our first kind of functional beverage, and that's Phuc Bois. So Phuc Bois is the world's first organic mood-boosting energizer. So this is just a remix of our botanical infusions. And to that, we've added 3 unique functional ingredients. Maca root, which is rich in antioxidants. Guayusa, which is organic caffeine source from Ecuador that has caffeine plus chlorogenic acids. And the effect is you get the focus of the caffeine without the anxiety, as well as Scaletium, which is a really, really kind of landmark product from South Africa, which is a mood-boosting succulent from the Cape Floral Kingdom. And really, this product has been created, I think that's kind of ahead of all the trends over here. We see like a compound annual growth rates for organic beverages in select markets, US, EU, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. And we can see there's healthy growth in all of these sectors in this category. And again, Monati as a product, it's all natural plant-based. The ingredients contain potent functional kind of phytonutrients. We are certified EU, USDA organic, kosher, as well as halal. And again, everything is locally sourced primarily within like a 500-kilometer area around Cape Town. So the business strategy is that we identify kind of under-competed niche markets. And really our focus is on looking for halal and kosher. So traditional retail is quite a daunting category, especially for a new entrant beverage. And we have found that these areas have many opportunities for us to, generate little moats. For instance, we are pretty much the only high-end organic, healthy kosher beverage that we can find in the market. So within South Africa, that looks like entering primarily specialty stores as well as luxury hospitality and high-end quick service restaurants with a limited listing general retail. And then our export strategy is that we form risk-sharing partnerships with privileged market insiders. And we have interesting conversations going on the East Coast, the US, as well as the UK, specific online grocer within the UAE, as well as specialty wine importer into Sweden and a restaurant chain within Malaysia. And the model is currently completely contract manufacturing both here. And originally we're currently manufacturing to export as well, but as soon as we get traction within our export markets, we'll transition to local manufacturing. Okay, so then, so again, we feel at an inflection point within the product. It's been a couple of years of kind of iteration of the product, the packaging, as well as just the messaging. And we've had the opportunity to attend a lot of the premier specialty and fine foods trade shows around the world to a really great response. And I think that recognition is finally culminating. We have our first US export order, which should be executed shortly. That product is sitting in a warehouse in Durban, ready being labeled with the US compliant labels. With Sweden, we've had to modify the product. We're in the final steps of engaging with the wine importer that I mentioned for the final product formulation. And the UAE, again, we are having a conversation with the online retailer that I mentioned, and we are on track for listing by the end of this year. And then within South Africa, we have a pretty healthy presence across the specialty food sector, although most of our sales are currently online, although we are trying to grow our kind of brick and mortar presence. And then I think our superpower really is the fact that we have a strong kind of systematic back to our product, and we kind of see that in the certifications that we have achieved. I think we're the only South African beverage with both EU and USDA organic certification. We managed to keep our facility, again, on behalf of our manufacturer, we have organized the FDA registration for, I think, 4 years running. We have Orthodox Union kosher certification, which I believe is the most stringent, kosher certification, as well as Sanha halal certification, which is probably the most globally recognized of the South African halal certifiers. Finally, we have the team, myself and Imran, two co-founders, and Natalie heading up operations and marketing, and Lance Bailey, who's in charge of production as well as compliance. Yeah, and then I guess, coming up, we like to maintain a well-filled, say, innovation pipeline. And with that, we have 2 products waiting in the wings for once we have traction with our current line. First is Hayati, which is really like a super high-end celebratory beverage. Think a rooibos-based kind of champagne, non-alcoholic alternative. And second is Shushu, which is, again, celebratory drink aimed at the pet owners. Yeah, and that's Monanti. Any questions?
That is super cool. And I just realized that I've been butchering your name saying Monati when I should have actually thought, being from South Africa, that it would be Monati. But anyway, I'm so sorry.
You see what we did there, huh?
I did. As you were speaking, I was like, thank you so much. I'm not 100% sure about questions. I don't know if you want to let people maybe send them to you online and send them to you via chat instead of fielding questions live.
Sure.
I think, yeah. So guys, if you have any questions or comments, I think also for the panelists, because I'm also super wary of time, I think, shoot through your questions and comments to Tsepo online, and I'm sure Imran will have your back, and he can also kind of jump in there and also answer some for you directly. So thank you for that. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight through into the event wrap up. So thanks everybody for your time. We had Miss so sorry, I'm all over the show all of a sudden. So thank you so much to everybody for presenting. We had an alum founder story by Miss Noura. We had a pitching startup, which is the Hops drink, by Miss Mpho. We had business promo, the Hostmasters by Nana. We had also Monati by Tsepo and team. And then also we had Calvin and his announcement. And hopefully, inshallah, soon we will all be in Nairobi, seeing each other and attending that event and supporting as best as what we can. Also, I'd like to invite any partners who want to possibly get involved going forward. We will always welcome your input and your participation and your support. And also we are looking at, this series possibly happening monthly or at least, a few times per year, depending on region focus or subcategories of drinks or food-based products. And if you have any ideas for this, please feel free to reach out to Jamal. And if you'd like to sponsor, support, get involved in the series, or at least pitch at an event coming up. And also, again, thank you so much to our panelists for your insights, for your support and your expertise. And I believe I'm throwing over to Neeraj to wrap this baby up. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me as your moderator. Have a good evening. Neeraj, over to you.
Thank you, Tammy. Tammy, I gotta say, you did an amazing job today. So thank you for moderating. And yes, you're much less strict than I am. So maybe I should take my cue and be less strict as well. So let's go into the upcoming events. Next slide, please. Or should I? Okay, so we have the Tech event from Pitch Lounge on Wednesday 20th August, in August. And it's going to be between 9 and 11:30 UTC time, and forgive me for not knowing what UTC is, but since I'm so used to Pacific time, but yes, that is, we look forward to having you on that. Next, please. So we also have on Wednesday, August 27th, between 7 and 9:30 p.m. UK time, another event with FoodHack that is co-produced between Sascha and Jamal. And you can check out the links in the text. Next, please. And so in September we have three 3 Middle Eastern North Africa series in Dubai. We have the Foodpreneurs Collective. We have the Foodpreneurs Collective Networking in Dubai. Well, I wish I could go to that. Then we have the MENA Food and Beverage Pitch Lounge as well. And we'll be announcing those lineups soon. Oh yes, and there's I think we're going to also have the Drinkpreneurs Collective MENA Halal edition as well in the near future. So stay tuned. Here's our Pitch Lounge community on LinkedIn and WhatsApp. We have quite a few, so please do join. And we are quite active on that and answer any questions that come about, and also just create introductions at no cost. So really just come on, join us, and join the email list as well. Perhaps we can go to the next slide. And if you want to be a panelist, please apply on our website, or you can just email Jamal at jamal@pitchlounge.net. I'll say that being a panelist, when I joined about 1.5 years, maybe more ago, it really has been an amazing experience. Because of that, I actually met Perfect Seller about a few months ago, back in February, and I'm working with them on a regular basis. So it really is, and Perfect Seller is based out of the UK, so I would not have met them if I was not a panelist. And so yeah, just it's always great to be a panelist. It's great to be a moderator if you ever have any interest. So obviously great to be an attendee, see what's going on all over the world. Yeah, I think that wraps it up, right, Jamal? And yeah, so if you want to be a sponsor, I think one of our recent sponsors was InvestBev. Jamal and I reached out to them a while back, and we recently helped them drive traffic to their accelerator program. That was maybe 3 weeks ago, was it? Something like that, 2 weeks ago. So yeah. So yeah, if you have if there's anybody who wants to sponsor some events, we look forward to that. Jamal and I will be happy to talk to you. So yeah, this is a real community effort. I'm a big part. Well, we all are a big part of it, and I really want us to all grow together. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. That ends the formal part of the event. I think a few of us from the event team will stay on, but we'll take some, thanks and some comments and chit chat for about 5 minutes, and then we will probably have some kind of team meeting. But thank you, everyone, for joining and staying on to the end. Much appreciated. Thank you, and the whole panel. Thank you. We're missing Emna. We're not sure what happened to her, so we're hoping she's okay. She was from Tunisia and Canada, and it was our North African representative. So we're sad to have missed her today. We also missed 1 or 2 startup presenters that we were hoping for, but it allowed for more rich exchanges to happen between the panelists and the 2 startup presenters that wanted a Q&A round with the panel. So that's fortunate, really. We did get through the time quite comfortably. So that was great. Thank you to Nana. Thank you to Noah. Thank you to Calvin and also Seppo for those other pitches, and obviously from Ampo and Edmund, who also presented and bravely faced the panel of feedback and Q&A. So thank you for the main participants. Thank you to Tammy for moderating. Thank you, Neeraj, for supporting her and being so supportive of this series. And Calvin, looking forward to deepening this relationship with the beverage community in Africa and seeing how we can maybe repeat this event online every 4 or 6 months and try and build some momentum up until the Africa Beverage Forum next year. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your day and stay safe, stay well, look after each other, and let's keep supporting early stage Drinkpreneur founders.